Alright guys, so as I mentioned on the previous video about the review for the single turbo, basically I had to go and replace my water pump because I did not replace it when I did the single turbo kit. So that's something I have to do now. I'm already halfway through the process, so I'm going to walk you guys through it quick to the point where I'm at, and going to show you some stuff that I had to do to modify the frame of the car, the subframe, in order to fit the water pump where it's supposed to be, without damaging anything further. Because when I did mine and I put the subframe back up, um, the subframe actually crushed my thermostat here. It crushed the sensor on the thermostat. Let's see if I can get it to clear up. So as you can see it there, it crushed it. I'll show you where that crucial part is. This pump is trash basically right now. It was leaking right from down here, so I guess the seals go bad. That's what my last one did as well. You're going to be replacing these pretty often if you're going to be pushing anything over 500 horses. They go I say about every 2 years, depending on how many miles you put on your car. This one lasted me about 10,000 miles, I want to say, before I went single turbo and it started leaking. So yeah, something you want to keep in mind if you're planning on going big boost. All right, so let's get to it. Okay. All right, so basically this is the left side of the car, or the right side of the car, I'm sorry. So my pump goes right here, connected to these hoses. My turbo, as you can see, it's sitting right there. That's my turbo right here. All right, so the turbo, because it's sitting where it's sitting, it hits where the water pump sits. So the water pump has to sit backwards, a little further back. So I'm only using 2 bolts holding my water pump. There's supposed to be 3 bolts that hold it, so I'm only using 2. That's one of the suggestions on the turbo kit setup. You could go with it if you want. For some people it has worked, for others it hasn't. They were able to use all 3 bolts. For my particular car, I wasn't able to, so this is what you're looking at now. This part right here that you see that's all chewed up is the part of the frame. That's the part of the frame that has to be grinded down. So basically this whole piece was here and I grinded it down, but it wasn't enough. So now I have to take off about another 1/2 inch of this all the way back to here, so that when my thermostat comes in, it doesn't hit the sensor, so that the thermostat can just float in that area there. Okay, so that's basically where I'm at right now. How I got this far was I basically took the sway bar, I took it down. All right, the sway bar goes connected to these two right here, and the 2 on the other side right here. All right, very easy, just a 13 millimeter socket. Bring that down, and then I took the one side off of my power steering rack, and I just pushed the lines to the side. So not the rack itself, but the lines. So you're gonna take the line goes right up here. I took that off and I pushed it to the side, just so I can get some access to be able to take the pump out. So I did that already. All right, as I mentioned on the previous video, so this is the pump. It was leaking from this area down here. Okay, and this is the thermostat. That's where it broke. All right, so I went and got myself a grinder because mine crapped out, so I needed that with the grinding wheel so that I can cut that aluminum piece that I need to cut off so that that thermostat can sit correctly. The new parts are sitting right here, so I should be able to get this done today. That's the new pump and the new thermostat, and obviously BMW coolant. Don't use anything else on your vehicle. Do yourself that favor. All right, so I'm gonna get started with this, or continue, and I'll try to get that grinded, and we'll be back. Okay, guys. So I put my water pump and thermostat in. Get these off of here. Don't know if you can see it, but there's the new pump. That's the new unit. Okay, the thermostat right there. So everything was a little more difficult than it would be on a normal 335i, because this one is single turbo and it's a bottom mount, so everything was like way too close to everything. So you have to maneuver things around. Sorry I didn't actually make a video for it, but not a lot of people have the same single turbo kit that I have. But now I already topped this off, and I'm gonna bleed the system and let it sit there for about 12 minutes. It takes about 12-15 minutes, and yeah, the car should be back up and running again. We'll see where we're at with the leak, and see if there's anything else that's leaking or anything like that. All right, we'll be back. Actually, I figured I'll just do the bleeding procedure in case anyone that doesn't know how to do this is watching. So basically what you want to do is you want to have a battery charger available. Connect this battery charger to your battery so that your battery doesn't die while the car is trying to bleed the system. For some cars it takes longer than others. So to eliminate the hazard of draining my brand new battery, okay, put those on there like that. Turn this thing on. All right, and actually I'll close this, so no issue there. So I'm leaving the car on the jack stands so that I can see if there's any leaks. I come back and check on the car to see if there's any leaks, anything that I can pick up on. So you want to have your fan at the lowest setting, but the heat, you want to have it set up to the highest setting, like so. Okay, so 84. Your fan speed should be at the lowest. And then you're gonna press and hold your accelerator for about 12 seconds, and you should hear the pump kick in when it does go on. I think I heard it turn on just now. Yep, it's running. Okay, so the system is gonna bleed, get all the bubbles out, and we'll come back and check on it when it's done. Also, you want to make sure that this little guy right here, it's open. It doesn't have to be open all the way off, but loose. You want to have it loose so that air comes out of there, and the system can actually circulate all of the fluid through. All right, and then once it's done, just close it up and top it off, and you should be good to go. All right, we'll check back in about 12-15 minutes. All right, guys, we're back. I'm gonna go check on the car. It's been about 20 minutes. I'm gonna go see if it's done bleeding or if it needs more time. I don't hear anything. Usually you would hear the pump still running if the car wasn't done. So I'm gonna guess it's done. So I'm gonna close that up and go ahead and top it off and fire up and see if there's any leaks that want to submerge. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind that I did not notice the last time when I put my car together after I did the single turbo kit is when I came back to the vehicle after I did the bleeding system, the pump was still running. So I came back to it about 20 minutes after that. So it ran for about 40 minutes. That should have been my first sign right there that my pump was bad. There's something was wrong with it. Because as soon as it's done, it shuts off like this. But that time when I came to it, it didn't shut off. It continued going, and I was wondering why the hell is it going still. It's been 40 minutes, so I just took it off that mode, and I fired the car up and I drove it. Seemed fine for a little while, and then suddenly I got my low coolant alarm, and so I did the check, and obviously it was my water pump. So again, save yourself some time if you're ever doing some maintenance on your car. If you're doing a single turbo kit and you haven't done your pump, make sure you do it so you don't have to go through the trouble again. All right, guys, so that wraps up the video for today. Next thing's gonna be getting my PCV valve on the car. I was going to do the delete on it, but I'm gonna install this little thing that I just got. It's the upgraded PCV valve. I like to just keep it because I'm hearing a lot of mixed information on whether you should delete it or keep it, and I'd rather just keep it until we have more information on how to deal with the PCV system and something better than I already have in the car. I have a catch can, so I'll just put this on with the PCV and it should work just fine. I'm only going to run 25 pounds of boost anyway, so we're not going to be doing anything crazy. If you like the video, subscribe. There will be more racing videos coming up. Racing season's coming. I have some plans for the car for this year. Probably going to do a few slipstreams. Definitely be doing some racing. So if you want to see those, subscribe. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Let me know if anything that I can do to help you guys out with any questions you guys may have on the 335 platform. See ya.